Billin of Town Murf.
Top Billin villains.
All right, my people, remember, patreon.com/topbillin is your source to get full unedited videos that get chopped up on YouTube. You want to get the goods, get some original content, the whole nine, a chance to chat with your boy. That's patreon.com/topbillin. Let's go. Yo, what up, people? I've been waiting for the shoe to drop for the Seattle Seahawks in regards to the cornerback position. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to have a lights-out defense in year 2 under Coach McDonald. He's going to destroy it. You saw that towards the end of last season. They were starting to get it together. Now they've only gone out and added some really good pieces via free agency and the draft. If we're talking about the defensive backfield, though, I still have a major question mark at the corner spot opposite Tariq Woolen. Now, normally you would think that wouldn't be the case when you drafted somebody in the top 5, but hey, they think that guy's best position, at least in sub packages, is playing the nickel position, he being Devin Witherspoon. I can dig it, right? Wouldn't be me, right? I would have him on the outside and I would grab somebody else because guess what? When you see these elite teams, they're going to have elite outside wide receivers, and these guys can really change the game for you. So when I saw that Jaire Alexander was released, I'm like, oh, man, that makes way too much sense for the Seattle Seahawks, especially, right? At the very least, you guys can say that I'm on to something with them still bringing in Shaquille Griffin for a look-see, right? So they're thinking possibly the same thing, maybe not to the extent that I am, right, with them having guys on the roster right now, guys who I think are backups, to be honest with you. I wouldn't roll with those guys on a potential Super Bowl team, but hey, that's just me right there. But this guy right here, Jaire Alexander, I've been a fan of his for a long time, since he was in high school. Got the chance to see this dude at a camp down south. And Jaire Alexander is that dude, man. I'm telling you right now. But if you look at some of the teams, right, you're going to get this with these elite guys. You're going to see, of course, the Chiefs. Should the Chiefs go after him? Should the Philadelphia Eagles go after him, right? So you know I'm going to have a little bit of opinion on that, right? Man was born out here in Philly. He's really from the Carolinas, North Carolina to be exact. I honestly don't want him on the Philadelphia Eagles, not for the fact that he can't play. I believe the answers are on the test for us as well in Philly. I would love to see Cooper DeJean be the base cornerback out there, and we got a couple of guys that we signed. So not to say that Jaire Alexander wouldn't be better than those guys. Cooper DeJean is the guy, you know what I mean, that I would want to see in base defense. He's much like Devin Witherspoon, though. They play him at nickel, and he's a huge impact at that nickel position. But if you have trouble on the outside, yeah, you have trouble, period. So, but for the Seattle Seahawks, to me, I don't know, I wouldn't trust those guys that they have there. Jaire Alexander, of course, with guys like Kobe Bryant back in the defensive backfield, Nick Emenwari, Julian Love, Devin Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen. You get where I'm going with that. You talk about a whole bunch of athletic marvels, dudes who can think the game through. Jaire Alexander, right, as heady as any of them dudes, no doubt about that. Now, for real, this play hurt me to the heart. I'm not going to lie to you, but Jaire Alexander showed how great of a brain that he has, right? His football intelligence on this one was crazy. Now watch him peel off Jahan Dotson right here and float this zone. See right here, he was originally following Jahan inside. He notices the scramble drill, and look how he peels off, finds A.J. Brown, Jakob. Terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. Driving in the score, and I think's not. Look at that right there. Pulls it off the slant. Immediately recognized Jalen Hurts on the scramble drill, detaching. Now look at his teammates here, right? The linebacker, Quay Walker right here. Look at him, right? He peels off of his assignment of A.J. Brown, leaves him wide open. And if you saw this in real time, this looked like a touchdown for sure. He's wide open until he's not. Jakob. Man. See it from this angle here. Great job thus far. Look at him. Great job by A.J. Brown, but better job by Jaire Alexander, right? A.J. Brown immediately found the void in this particular zone. You can see him right here. The best, I always think, is always to throw back across right here. Well, for the most part, well, at least you better make it right, because the flow of the action a lot of the times takes people away from somebody. And if you're able to throw it against the grain, yeah, it's good. But not good right now, right? Damn, that sucked. With what I believe the Seahawks pass rush will look like, you're not going to want to run the quick game against somebody like Jaire Alexander. He will read that. Look at it. Shuffle, back to the sideline, break on it, gone. Absolutely gone. See it right here going against DeAndre Hopkins. Will Levis on the pull. Immediately shoots that bad boy out there. Man, these were all stop routes too, right? All hitches pretty much. And yeah, he chose the wrong one. Any one of them he chose looks like it would have been bad news on this one right here. But definitely going towards Jaire Alexander. No bueno. Of course, he turns that bad boy all the way. Let's look at it from this angle right here. This was real quick, man. Got it on the pull. Immediately shot it. And Jaire Alexander read it all the way. When you have that shuffle back to the sideline, which we've seen Seattle do quite a bit as well, it can yield good results in the quick game there for sure. Now, I'm not going to bury the lead. I know Seahawks fans are very, very sensitive about guys who are coming off injury and getting those guys on their squad. No doubt about that there. Jaire Alexander has been that the past couple of seasons. As you can see, he's 28 years old, right? Which is kind of crazy to think about, because I remember when he was in high school. But to think that it feels like he's been in the NFL forever and he's still only 28 years old. He's played 14 games over the past 2 seasons, to let you know how that goes, right? This past season, though, in those 7 games, he did have those 2 interceptions I showed. And I think he's still Jaire Alexander as far as the athleticism goes. But, man, we shall see. You couldn't do much better than Jaire Alexander at this particular point in time. Even Jalen Ramsey, right, who obviously we know is a very good player in his own right. He's been one of the greats of this generation for sure. But to me, he comes with a lot of shit with him, man. I don't know. Jaire Alexander does not come with that. I think he would be a better locker room fit. But, hey, man, sometimes you need those dogs on your team like a Jalen Ramsey. Devin Witherspoon definitely in the mode of a Jalen Ramsey, having a couple of those guys, right? You know, you kind of lose that in Jamal Adams, having a couple of guys like that in the locker room, guys who keep you on your toes, and maybe it's a good thing there. But as far as the outside corner goes, Jaire Alexander, I think, fits in really well in that Mike McDonald scheme. But we shall see, right? 2-time All-Pro, cat like that, 2-time Pro Bowler. Just 28 years old. He could still have some very good football left in him. But let me know what you think about that. As always, much love to all my villains out there. Patreon.com/TopBillin. If any of these videos get chopped up, and you know you're really going to want to be there during the season, because those after game reviews definitely get chopped up, amongst other things, where we have a lot more long form dissections to be had. All right. Much love and salute.
Top Billin of Town Murf.
Top Billin.